Hello and welcome to Church Helper Tabs Online web-based church management solutions. Today we're going to go through and do an overview of the groups, modules, and the attendance posting process. We've already logged in, so let's go ahead and begin. We're going to click on the groups icon on the main menu. It's going to bring us into the groups module. At this point in time, we're just going to click on the attendance. It will open up another window over on the right hand side, and this is one method in which we can go through and quickly find a group. We can click on women's worship. It defaults to the first option, but there are a couple of different subgroups as well. If we want to specifically see each individual group, we select on that, or if we click on the top up there, it'll go through and combine all of them and put them in last name order and show them according to their ministry group subgroup over here. This will be the last attended. That will be the posted date that they last attended, and the last name, city, and address. Gives you a little bit of help to go through and determine which one. For example, there's 3 Sallys here and they actually belong to 3 different households, which one to post attendance for. So all you need to do is when you go in is for this individual group up, you can go through and just click on the individuals that you want to go through and post attendance for, or you could click this one. It will select everybody. As you scroll down, you can see they're all selected, or if you want to deselect everybody, then you can go through and select individual groups like this. If you do have them selected, you can then unclick them, and everybody that does have a checkbox will be posted attendance for. If, for example, you're up here at the top and you want to go through and find an individual name, as you can see, we have a scroll bar, which means there's more names that can be displayed in this one window. We're going to stick in Zeller or any part of the last name, and it will come down and find Zeller for us, and we can either click on it and at that point select that record. If you want to post attendance and you click on the post button, it comes up and says that attended date cannot be left blank. So that just helps you to verify that you do need to have a proper date. For example, I stuck in today's date, and this date is prior to 12/4 or 12/3. Then these individuals that have a date posted, this date here corresponds to this date in the actual ministry file that's been attended on for that particular ministry. If we go in and post this date, it will go through, and everybody that's got a checkbox, it will post attendance for them. Those that have a blank date or previously never attended, they will be updated with this current date that you have in here. So let's go ahead and hit the post button, and it will go through, it will work through the process and update everybody, and everybody's been posted. If you do want to see what's there, just click on the refresh, and you see that everybody that was posted either has a date posted for it, or they have it updated in their files over here. Now let's go ahead and we'll show you how you can do a search in the main group area and be able to go through and do posting of attendance for any selected on group or subgroup. What we're going to do is we're going to do a search, and in here we're going to pull up, for example, WW for women's worship. We can now go through and say pull up all the women's worship, or we can do it by an individual group or subgroup. As you notice, we go through here, and right now the attendance screen does not have anything. What we're going to do is we're going to do a continue. When it goes through and finds all the women's groups that are choir Sunday AM, it will go through and refresh this list with there's 13 individuals who are in the choir for women's worship, and over here it will go through and show the different households of the individuals that are in that particular ministry. This allows you to go through and see what's going on, and here's the list. Once you've gone through and listed up and found your particular group, you can go through and follow the same process that you were doing earlier if you wanted to. For example, type in Zeller or Zell, hit the tab key out of there. It will actually locate that name in the list, and you can go through and click on other individuals, and let's click on this one here to show the thing. Let's put a date of 1/12/08/2011, and you'll notice that these individuals, this date here, and these dates will be dated to match this date when posting attendance. Go ahead and click on post attendance. It will go through the process, and posting is complete, and you can hit the refresh if you like, and you'll notice that this is 12/8. This one was blank and it's now 12/8. This is 12/8. This is 12/8. That's how you can go through and pick up different groups and do searches. But let's say, for example, we were going to take a Kathy Bennett And let's say we're going to remove Kathy Bennett from this particular ministry group. Let's go ahead and click on the delete button, hit the continue. It puts a little D marker here that she's been deleted from the ministry or from that group. Let's go ahead and hit the click on the refresh, and you notice that Kathy Bennett has been removed from here. In the same fashion, if you wanted to go through and add somebody, you can easily go back and add Kathy Bennett back into the system. Click on do a new, click on women's worship, put her in the choir on Sunday morning, hit a save, put her in that area, go ahead and resume, and you notice that Kathy Bennett's been added back into the system, and she does not have a posting date because it's a brand new record. Let's go ahead and click Kathy Bennett, and let's do a post and do a refresh, and her date will go through and show up for here. And we click on this record over here, it will show that it's been reflected for 12/8, and the updated date for her will also show here as 12/8. Now what we're going to do is show you how to actually correct an individual who either has the wrong name or may be associated to the wrong group. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick, for example, Adam Adler, and it's supposed to not be Adam, but it's supposed to be Jane, and Jane is actually a part of the Christmas Women's Choir and not the choir Sunday AM. So now we're going to do a save, and it's been corrected over here. Now what we're going to do is scroll over here, and we're going to refresh, and now we have this Adam Adler here. We're going to refresh it, and it will show that Adam Adler has been changed to Jane Adler, and she's in this particular ministry here. Now let's go ahead and go back to the choir, and you'll see that the record over here does not exist in this file. So that's how you can go through easily and quickly, assign and reassign people to different ministries or move them from one ministry to another easily and quickly within the same system while still posting attendance. What we're going to do now is go back and say that we have an individual who is not on the listing or the attendance list for the choir Sunday AM for the women's ministry. And let's say that that particular individual belongs to the family of Jack and Sally Adams. So let's say that we have a child or a daughter who is not on this list who started coming and being a part of this ministry. What you would do is you would exit out of the groups area. You're on the Jack and Sally, and what we're going to do is we're going to add another person, and we'll call her Terry, and she can be a child or an adult child, and I'll put her as a daughter. She's active, female, and we can leave everything else the way it is. We don't know maybe other information. We can do a save. Now Terry is down here. Now we can go back into groups, show you the family members ministry. We're going to do a new. We're going to go into here, select Terry, and she's going to be a part of the women's choir AM. We're going to do a save. That puts Terry on that listing for the family. Also, now that we do a search, we go into here and do women's, and we select the choir Sunday AM and do a continue. Now it will go through and show that Terry Adams is on this ministry. Now we can click on the attendance, and we could have had the attendance module open the entire time, but this just goes to show that now Terry Adams is actually a part, and here's the family that she belongs to. So we have a Sally Adams up here, part of the same family, and we have a Terry Adams, which is a part of the same family down here alphabetically. And we can go through and do attendance for her right here, and let's put in the date of 11/19. We go ahead and hit the post, and it will do a posting of attendance for her. We can click the refresh button, and there she's been posted in there for attendance on that date. One of the other options, let's say that we have an entirely new family that's being added to our mailing list that is not presently on it. What we can do is we could leave in the attendance area, but let's go back to the contacts. We can leave the attendance open. Let's do a new, and let's make it Smith, and let's make it a Tom, and make it Tom and Tony, and just give it any address. It doesn't matter down here. And we'll say she lives in Torrance. We hit the tab out of there. It will populate the state and stuff for us. And let's just say we have that home information. We don't have anything else. And we can make it our Mr. and Mrs. We can fill in this information if we wish. If we had an email address, those kind of things we can put in here. Now let's go ahead and do a save. That went through and saved and created the new records for Tom and Tony Smith. Now it's in the family area. Now what we can do is we can click on the groups area. We can do a new, because right now they're new families and no one has been added to this area. So we're going to do a new, and we're going to select Tony, and we're going to make Tony a part of the Women's Sunday AM, and we do a save. Now we go over to here and we do a refresh, and we'll have Tony Smith showing up in our women's, and there's no attendance, so we could go through and just check Tony Smith and post attendance for her and hit the refresh button, and now she's got a date in here for attendance. That is one of the other ways that you can quickly go through and add individuals to your mailing list, to your household, to your family list, and to your ministry group, and go through and have them actually post attendance right within the same system. Let's go back in and do a search, and let's go in and do a search, and let's do this group here, and let's do a continue, and there we have that area there as well. So, and then we can go in the history, and that's what some of this history down here is for, if we want to see the individual history that was applied. Let's say we got Terry Adams. Here's her attendance. Here's Tony Smith. Here's her attendance for that area that was published here, posted here. And you notice that even though she attended on the 19th, their family record was updated on the 20th, and so it did not revert that back to the 19th because that date was earlier than what it was updated by the church or by some other activity within the family. So let's go ahead and click out of the history. We go back out of the attendance, and there we have it. We can now go through and go on to another ministry attendance. We can either do by doing and performing another search on a ministry group, or we can just click on the attendance button and go through and do attendance by selecting the ministry or group from that area there. That concludes the Church Helpers Tabs Online attendance posting process. If you have any questions, just please give us a call. We appreciate your time. God bless.